Hi guys, this is Jason with one of my first political rants. I know I said I'd sworn off doing this kind of thing until after the election, but I'm good at movies, and I figured this would be a better format for the stuff that I always talk about, so I'm going to stick with that for now. Political rants are I'm not going to rant, not most of the time, but political rants are entertaining. Anyway, yeah, I ruled out discussing this stuff till after the election, but I voted today, so I figured I'd make the first video about that, since a lot of you are going to do the same thing, and some of you might care what I think, and I had a look at the ballot, and it's pretty cool. The ballot school, the Libertarian candidates are actually in the first column, which is interesting. I wonder who set that up, but it was very cool. Obviously, I voted for Gary Johnson for a number of reasons I've discussed before. You know, if you're a Romney supporter, you're either terrified or deluded or both, and I'm sorry for that. I mean, you probably have pretty good intentions, but he's not going to do any of the things that you want him to do. And if you're still an Obama supporter at this point, I mean, anyway, go read my other posts about that. He's not. He's not done any of the things he'd said he'd do if you're a progressive, but that sets aside the fact that the policies that he supports don't actually accomplish the things that you want anyway. But I'm not going to talk about that right now. So, yeah, I mean, you're going to see the ballot. It goes Libertarian, Republican, Democrat in left to right order, and then in order of rank from federal to really local stuff like sheriff and tax collector and stuff. That's actually a really good point. Usually when I vote, if I don't know something, then I just leave it blank. You don't have to. Don't vote for something if you're not informed about who the candidates are. Just leave it as it is. Don't try to make strategic decisions about it. Anyway, well, I'm going to actually break that rule, but I'll explain it in a minute. So I want to talk about the governor's race in New Hampshire. You'll see there's a Libertarian candidate. I don't really. I didn't vote for him, and there's Ovid LaMontagne, who's been running in New Hampshire forever, and he's a pretty great guy. Those of you who are worried about gay marriage and women's rights and stuff like that, I wouldn't worry about it too strongly. The chance of that stuff being overturned is slim to none. And if it does happen, then you know what, we should stand up and revolt, and I mean not revolt, but stand up and say what we think, and show these people who are in the state Congress. There's a lot of them who are libertarians who have run as Republicans, and you don't have to worry about them overturning that stuff. So I voted for Ovid LaMontagne. I don't really like him that great, but the problem is that if we get somebody like Maggie Hassan, these people, I've talked to them before in person, and they want a state income tax. They want one, and they're going to say it's in the name of the children, and they're going to say that it's in the name of whatever, or that everybody else does it, so why not us? But not only is it totally against everything we stand for in this state, but you think the budget problems are bad now? I mean, giving the state a blank check like that is just insane. So I'll get to more of that in a minute, because there's 2 constitutional amendments on the ballot, which I thought was cool, and I totally forgot that was going to be there. Anyway, this stuff like executive council and the little things, if you don't know who those people are, just leave it blank. And that stuff's going to happen anyway. Little known fact: the executive council is actually very important in New Hampshire. It's almost like sub governors. They influence what the governor's decisions are. So it's a really cool check and balance, but you do have to actually pay attention to who these people are. And I'm kind of a hypocrite when it comes to that, but whatever. As far as your local Congress, you're a state congress, you live in Portsmouth, and you happen to live in my ward, then my buddy Kevin Kervick is running, and he's really awesome, and you should vote for him. I don't know what other wards he covers. It's kind of like a floating system, which is really weird, but if you see him on the ballot, you should vote for him. The rest is up to you. But I want to talk about the constitutional amendments. The first one is putting in the New Hampshire Constitution a ban on an income tax. A ban on an income tax. So in order for them to ever propose anything like that, they would have to overturn that amendment, which is really friggin' cool. And it basically put an immediate stopgap on any bullshit like that. So definitely vote yes on that. The second one I'm a little less informed of. It's basically a weird situation in New Hampshire where the judicial branch has the ability to make any rules that they want for themselves without legislative oversight, which sounds a little insane. So the amendment basically says that the court can still make all the rules it wants, but in the event that the legislature decides that they have a rule for that, then the legislative one takes precedent because we can actually change that. So I did vote yes on that. And the last one is very, very important, and I bet nobody will really, really understand what this means. But in the New Hampshire Constitution, it says every 10 years we have to have a ballot initiative on the books that says, should we call a constitutional convention? It's very important that you vote no on that, because if we have a constitutional convention, then all sorts of crazy stuff could be proposed. It basically is it takes the Constitution as a clean slate and goes through a process of just recreating it. The United States has a system very similar to that, and it's an incredibly bad idea because anybody could slip any weird crap in there rather than just going through the regular process of making amendments and getting rid of them. I mean, I'm sure you can get a lot of good stuff done too, but the risk of some insanity getting slipped in there is very bad. We have processes for these, so whatever. Anyway, that's all for now. This is now a almost 8-minute video. Oh, I hope you've paid attention this long, but hopefully you'll see more of this crap in the future. And I'll probably get a little more angry. No promises though.